Hello, and welcome back to Mr. Dixon's Arrested Development 2018. Happy New Year. Yes, we're back for a new year of pedophile priests and naughty pastors and very, very, very bad youth pastors. That's always the thing. So been out for the last couple of weeks, celebrating the new year. Not really, just having most stuff to do. I got a little bit of a mustache here. And horrible hair over it. And I zit for the new year. How am I breaking out? I'm like my man at my age. Anyway, I'm probably gonna next time you see this is maybe shaved because this looks like shit. I thought this would be cool. I'll let my hair grow out, but I don't like this at all. Anyway, these are like this. I have a mirror, but for some reason I see it on camera now. I'm like, that looks terrible. Why did I think I could get away with that? Anyway. I have my gin and tonic, and then we're going to read. So here's my gin and tonic. You can't even really tell. I could totally fake this and pretend it's water. Yeah, all right, anyway. Why did I have it without ice? Should I have ice in it? Maybe you don't know. If you watch these, and I don't know who you are, why would you watch these? But I'm strictly indulging myself. But I like to have a gin and tonic before I get into these stories. And what I do is I read stories about ministers, rabbis, imams doing very bad stuff, even though they're religious figures. It's something I like to do. I don't know. I'm atheist as fuck. Anyway, let's get into this. Do I look like a trucker? Trucker with weird tasting glasses? Put a lot in here. I didn't need to finish it, but all right. Here we go. This is from the New York Times, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta keep my head down. I look up, and the lights. Look at that, right on the old glasses. This is the problem. Being blind and recording stuff. You always gotta head down. You gotta look out for the lights. You don't want to get the lights on the glasses. How Woody Allen did it for so many years, I don't know. I'm not talking about being a. Never mind. I'm talking about his glasses. I need to keep the lights out of his glasses. Anyway, first story. And I got quite a few here. This is from the New York Times. New York Times. Shockingly, it's not about Obama voters, or how this is a Times article, I don't know. Memphis pastor admits sexual incident with high school student 20 years ago. A Memphis megachurch pastor received a standing ovation. Standing ovation. Okay, granted, no one was arrested in this, but they should be. Never mind. I guess I'm a little cheated a bit on the Arrested Developments for the first story for 2018, but honestly, I just had to read this. A Memphis megachurch pastor received a standing ovation during a church service on Sunday after he admitted that he had engaged in a sexual incident with a high school student 20 years ago in Texas. And the high school student, this doesn't mean he himself was a high school student as well, because then who would care? Two high school students fucking? Makes sense. No, he was an adult and she was a high school student. And they stood up and applauded. They said, I fucked a teenager. And they said, hallelujah, Jesus. Don't let the accents fool you. These are white folk. All right. The admission by the pastor, Andy Savage, came appropriately named, came several days after a woman accused him of sexually assaulting her. Okay, now we're getting good. In 1998, when she was 17 and he was a youth minister, of course he was. Of course he was a youth minister. At a suburban Houston church. Or Houston in New York. It's Houston. In Texas, it's Houston. One night, Mr. Savage offered to drive her home from church, but first took her to a wooded area off a dirt road and had her perform oral sex on him. How James Franco-ish. The woman, Jules Woodson, wrote in a blog post detailing her story. On Sunday, Mr. Savage did not tell the congregation at High Point Church what took place in 1998. But he said that he had sinned, taken responsibility for it, and never kept it a secret from church leaders. He said that before Ms. Woodson took her story public, he believed that the episode had been dealt with in Texas. What does that even mean? I was dealt with. God, did you see me get a blowjob? Yes, I saw it. Good stuff, right? Absolutely. All right, God forgives me. He's okay with me getting my dick sucked. What is your problem? Why do you hate God? Until now, I did not know there was unfinished business with Jules, Mr. Savage, 42, said during the service, which was streamed live online. Cool, very hip, very modern, very with the times. Jules, I am deeply sorry for my actions 20 years ago. I remain committed to cooperate with you towards forgiveness and healing. I bet you want to cooperate with her. Next time, use less teeth. All right, after he finished addressing the congregation, church members stood up and applauded him for 20 seconds. Yay, you got your dick sucked. Oh, my pastor. You know, he got his dick sucked. He got his dick sucked. Oh, beautiful. Who said he was one of the people hurt by the ripple effect, the consequences of that sin. What am I saying? After he finished addressing the congregation, church members stood and applauded him for about 20 seconds. The lead pastor at High Point, Chris Conley, emphasis on Con, told the congregation that he supported Mr. Savage, who he said was one of the people hurt by the ripple effect of the consequences of that sin. Yeah, I'm sure they were hurt. We were all hurt by this, him getting a blowjob from the 17-year-old. In a phone interview on Monday night, Ms. Woodson said she was in disbelief watching the video, which is posted on the church YouTube page. I'm sure she was. It's disgusting, Ms. Woodson said through tears. She said that the episode had not been dealt with because it had never been reported to law enforcement authorities. On Monday, she said she reported it to that day, speaking with detective. Okay, so we do get arrested. All right. I really should proof these before I read them, right? Speaking with the detective in Montgomery County Sheriff's Department, which is just north of Houston, a sheriff's department spokesman did not return a phone call and an email seeking comment on Monday. It is not clear whether the case could be investigated. In Texas, most sexual assault crimes have statute of limitations that would have expired by now. Well, it's Texas. They probably expired 2 weeks after it happened. I just hope that me coming forward that I will give courage to one other person, Ms. Woodson said. It doesn't matter if I was his only victim. What matters is that this was a big problem and continues to go on. And that is true. It is a problem, and it continues to go on because we're going to find out with these other stories. But anyway, if you want more, that's in the New York Times. Moving on. This is from Fox 19. A former youth pastor, of course. It's a youth pastor. Naughty, naughty people. Former youth pastor sentenced for child sexual abuse charges. This is from Kenton County, Kentucky. A former Northern Kentucky pastor will spend the next 20 years, 20 is like really a big number for today's show, 20 years behind bars after prosecutors say he raped a child he was caring for. Because that's a really bad way to care for a child, raping them. They don't like that. Children do. In fact, adults don't like it either. When you care for someone, don't rape them. They're just like, it's just not a thing. It's not pleasant. Joseph Niemeyer, 56, appeared in court Tuesday for sentencing on 3 counts of felony sexual abuse, rape, and sodomy. I've never understood why sodomy is in there. Or why not just felony sodomy then? If you get felony sexual abuse, rape, okay, and sodomy. Why sodomy itself the crime? It should be illegal sodomy or like a felony sodomy. Sodomy in and of itself. We've all committed sodomy. If you've gone down on a woman, dudes, you committed sodomy. If you've gone down on a dudes, you've committed sodomy. Ladies, if you're going down on a dude, you committed sodomy. If you're going down on a ladies, if you're going down on a lady, you've committed sodomy. If you've had sex at some point in your life, you've probably committed sodomy. It's very difficult to go like having sex with a woman and go, or whatever you're having sex with, like no oral sex. Well, just the penetration. I know it'd be like having sex without kissing. It's like who I've never kissed. I fucked many girls, but I've never kissed them. Who doesn't kiss? Who doesn't kiss? Who doesn't commit sodomy? Come on. You gotta, at least once. You know, although I can't imagine if you had sex more than once, how you only had sodomy once, I don't know, but I suppose it could be true. But you gotta have done it at least one time. You know, nobody's like, hey, what's this? You know, this down here. This needs to be. Thank you for touching it, but I need the mouth, little kissy on the crotchy. Thank you very much. All right. Sorry, this has nothing. This is like a horrible story here, and I'm explaining to you what sodomy is, like you don't know. When she went into the defendant's custody, she went to his custody because she was looking for a safe home to live in. In the 4 years she was in his custody, he sodomized her, raped her, and sexually abused her. This was a child that was 5 years old, said Lawrence Hilton, assistant Commonwealth attorney. Thanks for getting. I think I'm bad. Like, you really need to get on those details, Lawrence. Nehemiah pleaded guilty on November 20th to 4 counts of first-degree sexual abuse and 1 count of first-degree sodomy against the girl. again, the sodomy, I don't, obviously it's a crime, right? That's terrible, but that's sort of like you committed first degree sodomy, honey. That was really good sodomy. But no, this is bad. This is a crime. I just called something else. Called felony sodomy. I don't understand the sodomy. Anyway, we've done that. Under the plea agreement, there's no free agreement, there's just a plea agreement. Under the plea agreement, Nehemiah will have to register as a sex offender for the rest of his life and must serve 17 years before being parole eligible, according to Kenyon County prosecutor Rob Sanders. Nehemiah worked with youth at the Bank Lick, not the only thing he licked, Bank Lick, or he had other people lick, Bank Lick Baptist Church in Walton's. Now, explain that one to your kids. Until he was whose children are watching? Everyone's children. Everyone's a child of someone. He was arrested in February 2016. He also volunteered at Twin Hoffel Middle School. Oh Jesus. Police say that he was alerted to the. Police say they were alerted to the abuse after Nehemiah came forward last year and reported himself to officers. Oh, that was nice of him. Like, hey guys, I've molested some people. Like, oh, well, thanks for letting us know. Well, turned himself in. That's good. And now you're a sex offender, which is, don't do the crime. You can't do the time, I say. And moving on, Catholic priest. You knew there's going to be one in there. Come on, you knew. There's no way. I'm doing stories about priests and ministers and stuff being arrested. Religious people being arrested. Of course, it's going to be a priest committing sexual abuse because, All right. It's not a cliche or a stereotype. This is if you're continually doing it. All right. Catholic priest in Illinois is arrested on child pornography, methamphetamine charges. Methamphetamine. You know, meta is like it's the amphetamine within amphetamine. A Catholic priest with a checkered history. Well, come on. A Catholic priest with checkered history was arrested on child pornography and drug charges. Reverend Reginald R. Hockenberger of the Holy Childhood Catholic Church. Jesus. Childhood Church? In Massachusetts, Illinois. I don't know how you pronounce it. It's Mascouth. Massachusetts, Illinois. Was arrested on Monday morning and held on $2 million bail. Oh, they're not fucking around. Acting on a tip from the Attorney General's task force, police seized electronic devices at the church and found multiple photographs and a video involving children under the age of 13. It's unknown at this time if Hockenberger produced any of the images himself or if he has had any inappropriate contact with children directly. The Belleville police said, adding that parents with suspicions regarding the priest's behavior should contact authorities. First of all, parents, don't leave. How many stories do you need? Don't have the priest around your kid. Even if he's your uncle. Just like, yeah, we love you, but we're not leaving our child alone with you. No, not happening. Hockenberger, who was charged with 8 counts of possession and 8 counts of disseminating child porn, was also found with methamphetamine and drug paraphernalia. This dude knew how to party. The diocese issued a statement to the Belleville News Democrat that read, "This is a very serious matter for Father Hockenberger. At this point, the diocese has no reason to believe that any parishioners are affected by this matter. We got nothing to do with it. Not us. What do we know? We're only the Catholic. What has the Catholic Church ever had anything to do with pedophiles? I mean, come on, people. Leave us out of this." Hockenberger was charged with drunken driving in 1983 and driving under the influence in 1989, although both charges were later dismissed. Well, who cares about that? Who cares? I guess I'm going to list all the things they're arrested for, but apparently drunken driving is the least of his problems, and also it was like years ago. Then he said, fuck booze, I'm going to start using some amphetamine and some child porn. In 1984, Hockenberger pleaded guilty to trespassing after he was found shirtless in a parking lot, according to police reports cited on the News Democrat. Who cares that he was shirtless? The diocese issued a statement to the Bellevue News Democrat that read, "There's a very serious matter for Father Hockenberger. At this point," I just read that. This is twice here. All right, never mind. Anyway, Hockenberger was charged with drunken driving. Read that too. don't know why they're both here. Sorry, excuse me. In 2004, Hockenberger was guilty of trespass. Oh, I read that. I read that twice. Sorry. Anyway, so that's Hockenberger, pedophile priest. Pedophile priest. Pedophile priest. Pedophile priest. Pedophile priest. Pedophile priest. All right. Moving on. This is from This is from WRAL.com. Authorities, Cumberland religious group held children as slaves. Bam, bam, bam. Goodwin, North Carolina, where this sort of thing, well, if there's any people who know about slavery, Goodwin, North Carolina, an alternative religious group held children as young as 9 years old as slaves, forcing them to work in fish markets to fund the group's operations. Cumberland County authorities said Wednesday. Well, at least they didn't fuck them. You gotta admit, no sexual abuse. Authorities have arrested 4 members of the group as part of an 11-month investigation and have outstanding warrants for 6 others. I always love that term, outstanding. Your warrants are outstanding. You have the best warrants. Just fantastic. The group lives on a compound off McCullum Road in Goodwin, known as McCullum Ranch, and operates at least 3 John C's fish markets and mobile grills in Fayetteville and one in Lumberton, authorities said. Several former residents told authorities that the children of members had to work full-time at the fish market with little or no compensation, lifting heavy boxes, keeping fish ice, cutting fish and cleaning, as well as performing construction and maintenance on the mobile grills after hours. Well, this sounds lovely. A woman reported to Raleigh police in March that the group used her personal information to generate a fraudulent high school transcript, which was subsequently used to apply for admission to a financial aid at Wake Technical Community College. She alleges the group used the financial aid money for its own operations. Authorities said, oh, these guys are a class act all around. Investigators allege that the Brenda Joyce Hall, a resident of McCollum Ranch, managed a bogus homeschool program called the Halls of Knowledge Homeschool. No schooling was provided to children, but Hall created fraudulent high school transcripts to use to gain admittance into online programs through Wake Tech and other schools that obtained financial aid money, authorities said. Investigators said they began trying for some time to gather evidence to make an arrest, but group members wouldn't cooperate because they were into that religious stuff. Also, they're kids. They're like raising them like this is all the life they know. So they got a break in August when they found a 15-year-old who had run away from the compound. He said, I'm not cutting any goddamn fish. I'm getting out of here. We found that kids are like second generation of the ranch, and that some of that. This is why you drink. Isn't this hilarious? All right. We found that the kids are like second generation of the ranch, and that some of the people that were charged in this were actually victimized years ago. Unfortunately, too common. From said Lieutenant Sean Swan. Ooh, Sean Swan. That's a cool name. Spokesman for the Cumberland County Sheriff's Office. They've never just left this ranch. Now their kids are second generation victims. How did that happen? All right. Well, I guess the kids hooked up with the other kids and like, hey, now we got kids, and our kids are going to raise them the right way. That's how it worked. All right. I was just wondering like that for a second. Where were they meeting? But I guess they had boys and girls there, so that's how it works. A boy and a girl get together and make the babies. This is what fucking looks like. You don't know? This is what fucking looks like. All right. Investigators aren't sure how many children don't believe what you see in pornos. That's fake news. This is fucking. All right. Investigators aren't sure how many children have been involved over the years, Swan said, because McCullum took his crusade across the country and recruited children from all over. Yeah. He's also picking up. He's also picking up. This is what it says. He's also picking up people to stay at his ranch and be part of his group. He's picking up people to pick up people. All right, I don't know. Swan said, they don't have any employment records on these kids. The unfortunate thing is the kids aren't getting the education that they need to survive in the rest of the world. No, that's true. So that is horrible. Let's move on to another horrible story, shall we? Yes. All right. So this is WTVD 11 ABC in North Carolina. We're staying in the South again. No slaves in this one. Cumberland County youth pastor charged with indecent liberties with a child. Cumberland County, North Carolina. A Cumberland County youth pastor is accused of taking indecent liberties with a child during a sleepover he hosted for youth members at his home in Hope Mills. Nashiman McKinnon, 30, is charged with 3 counts of indecent liberties with a child. There's another. What's an indecent liberty? We all can imagine, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, it was indecent, and he took a liberty, and that's all we need to know. McKinnon, is the youth pastor at Antoch. You wouldn't believe that I was a Christian, would you? Antoch, a Bible fellowship in Fayetteville, turned himself in. The sheriff's office said McKinnon contacted deputies on January the 1st and asked for a deputy to come to his home. He had touched a child 5 to 6 months ago at a sleepover. So all these guys are turning themselves in these days. Deputies went to McKinnon's home on Pleasantburg Drive in Hope Mills, included a report, then took him for an interview at the Law Enforcement Center. Deputies said McKinnon told them at the sleepover he lay next on the floor next to a minor and touched her breasts and buttocks on top of her clothing. McKinnon said he did not know whether the victim was aware of his actions. McKinnon also stated he sent the victim inappropriate text messages in December 2017. She probably said he was going to tell. He said, "Oh, I'm going to turn myself in." The sheriff's office said the investigation revealed at least 2 other instances at church-related events where McKinnon is suspected of inappropriately touching the victim. McKinnon turned himself in at the Cumberland County Detention Center where he received a $45,000 secured bond. His first appearance is set for Friday afternoon. This is from about a week or 2 ago, so it's already happened. Anyway, as have all these. All right, moving on. This is from NBC4Washington.com. This is Washington, D.C., not Washington State. Virginia youth leader found, there's a lot of stuff happening in the South. Not that, that means anything. It really doesn't. Virginia youth leader found guilty of having inappropriate contact with teen girl. Another youth leader, youth minister, youth pastor. Keep the youth minister pastors away. They're horny bastards. They can't keep their hands on the kids. I don't know what to tell you. Why did I accent? I don't know what that was. All right. A youth pastor in Northern Virginia had been found guilty for having inappropriate contact with a teen girl. A jury found 26-year-old Jordan Baird guilty on 5 counts. Five counts. Not 5 counts, 5 counts. If he'd done this, he'd be out of, well, not if he did it in front of me, he'd still be in trouble. All right. Found guilty on 5 counts of taking indecent liberties, again that word, with a minor. All these charges were connected to the abuse of one underage girl. Baird was found not guilty on 3 other counts. So that's fine. We don't care about that. But these 5 others, we're going to put you in jail. He has been sentenced to 5 months in jail. The maximum sentence for an indecent liberties conviction in Virginia is 10 years. So you got 5 months. That's it. The maximum is 10, and I got 5. So his indecent liberties, I guess, wasn't that indecent. I don't know. 5 months is not great. I mean, who wants to go to jail? But it's better than 10 years. It's better than 5 years. 5 months. All right. So his indecent liberties was like a teeny indecent. It's a little bit of indecency. Just a little tiny bit. Little bit of indecency. Not a big indecency. Big indecency. Ooh. And this is fucking. All right. After his arrest, a second victim told police that Baird had been in inappropriate sexual contact with her, made inappropriate statements, and exposed himself to her in the church in 2013. In the church. Where God can see. He doesn't care. I don't get it. It's like he's not there. Baird's father, David Baird, is a senior pastor. Of course he is. At the Life Church, which is 4 locations in Northern Virginia. 4 locations, like a McDonald's or something. We got the branch stuff of these churches. In a statement to News 4 in August 2016, the Life Church said a church volunteer first notified leaders of Baird's alleged misconduct on June 10, 2016, and the church placed Baird on a leave of absence as he conducted an internal investigation, which I'm sure was very thorough. Jordan denies all allegations by Prince William County, but remains on leave from the church until the charges are resolved. The Life Church statement read in part. He was found guilty, so much for that. And finally, we've had all these Christians, and now guess what? Non-Christian. This one is it a rabbi or an imam? Imam. It's an imam. That means he's Islamic. That's what an imam is, boys and girls. Married imam was arrested in his attempt to meet a young boy to have sex. You see, the religions are all the same. pedophile hunters. This is from the Weekly Observer, by the way. I don't know how legit these guys are, but I figured I'll read the story anyway. And they have a video. Pedophile hunters have released a video showing an imam trying to meet a 15-year-old boy to have sex with him. Married father with 5 children. They always are married men with children. I don't know what that's about. Married father with... For gay, it's going to be... Well, this is more than gay. This is like your fucking kids, so you're in big trouble, buddy. But you're like, just be with dudes. Unless maybe he's bi. Bi. And a pedophile. All right, anyway. Married father of 5 with children from Greater Manchester, Flixton. This is in Great Britain, people. Was accused of having spent... Or UK. Was accused of having spent almost an hour with his car in his car to find himself sexually with a boy while his mother was at work. Almost an hour with his car. He was in his car looking for this 15-year-old that he met. All right, online. The teen met 45-year-old at Grindr and recorded their meeting outside a mosque in Lancashire, Blackburn. So it was on Grindr, which I didn't know that was a thing on Grindr. I mean, I guess... don't you have to put... I don't know. I know this is amazing. This may seem very odd, but I've never actually been on Grindr, so I don't know. But I imagine it works like any other dating app, because I'm on certainly other dating apps, and they were right? What your age is. Well, I guess you can lie, but how would he know? Like, I can't tell. Some woman is on. I'm gonna make sure my mic is still there. And some woman is on OkCupid, and she's lying about her age. I lost my mic. Did I lose my mic? Can you hear me? Oh God, it's probably a mess. If a woman is on OkCupid and she doesn't tell me her age, I'm just going to assume the age there is correct. I mean, she can't tell me. I mean, she didn't tell me really. She's fixed the age. I'm just going to assume the age there is correct. I don't know how I can. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying. How did he know he was 15? The man felt embarrassed when he realized that the messages he thought he had sent to the boy were actually sent to pedophile hunters. In the message, he asked the alleged boy how much he wanted to have sex with him when they met through the application for gay acquaintances. Which still, I don't know how that works. How do you get... Anyway, so that's it. That's all our stories for this week. And I'll be back next week. I'll be shaved this time because this looks like shit. I also have my hair combed. This is a mess. I don't know, it's kind of batted down now, but it's terrible. I'm just a freaking mess. The glasses will still be here because I love these. I love these fucking glasses. Did you hear me? I hope the sound on this was okay. I'm going to find out in a minute when I take the mic out and take a listen to this. But hopefully I won't have to record this again. Anyway, this is like one of the longest I've done in a while. So, well, I'm back for the new year. What do you expect? They got all these people I got to read. Anyway, that's Mr. Dixon's Arrested Developments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Oh, now this is the part where I turn it off. Bye.